Welcome back to the JSL.
Don't call it that!
What should I call it then?
Welcome back to the podcast. Oh,
The podcast.
Sjl50x. Here we go.
I actually really think that's kind of funny, but I don't think people who watch my videos.
Welcome to the Sjl50x. Here we go.
Boner cast.
No! Sjl50x.
Alright, fine. Welcome back to the Scrotecast with me and Jeremy. Holy shit.
Why the fuck did we call it the Scrote?
You just call it the fucking Scrotecast.
Because you were just calling it for a name that it wasn't.
I just called the JSL50x
No!
podcast. Stop screaming. You're gonna wake up the neighbors.
I don't want it to be related to my channel whatsoever right now. Because I don't know what channel it's gonna go on.
Well, then we gotta think of a better name than the fucking Scrotecast.
It's perfect.
It's not. It's because they say scrote a bing at the end of the fucking video doesn't mean it's perfect.
Scrotecast.
We're not calling it the Scrotecast.
Why? Why not?
Because
You're racist.
I'm not. Why is that your go-to answer for literally every fucking thing I say?
Because Scrotecast is awesome.
Oh my god. Welcome back to the fucking Scrotecast with Jeremy. Today we're going to be talking about movies that I like that Jeremy thinks are literal shit.
In other words, every movie in history.
Yeah, Jeremy doesn't like movies.
Right? Well, that's not true.
That is true.
No.
There's only like a very few choice movies that you actually fucking like.
No, let me rephrase that. There's only a few choice movies in the world that are actually good.
Whatever.
It's true.
That's not
Could
true.
be wrong.
What do you base the movies being good
They
on?
entertain me, that I actually enjoy it and don't want to leave the theater.
So you don't care about the music, the soundtrack, the cinematography, the directing, the editing, the pacing, any of that? You just care about, is it entertaining? No? Okay.
Well, that's, like, the music is part of the entertainment. The scenes are part of the entertainment. The shots are part of the entertainment. The theming is part of the entertainment. But I rate it as a whole based on how well it entertains me. Is the music fantastic or is it shit? Because if it's garbage and I don't want to listen to it, well, I'm not sticking around to find out what the next track is. If the shots are just disgustingly awful, like they don't know what the fuck they're doing, why would the fuck would I want to sit around and watch even more and wait till they just randomly shoot a little clip of a plane in the sky when they're trying to film a conversation? It's like, why the fuck would I want to do that? Stuff like that.
What movie are you even talking about that does that?
Let's see, I've seen a lot of weird ones, like Zombies, which is zoo zombies.
The fuck?
I've seen a lot of TV shows that do some weird, like people footage. I can't think of off the top of my head which ones do those exact specific examples.
You hate artsy movies.
I hate artsy, like indie movies where it's just, like if you threw tickets at me to see a free movie. No, you paid me $10 to go see a movie about a guy who has to find inspiration to sculpt a marble statue, but he's having like a hard time. His wife just left him, and the kids are acting up as of late, and he's constipated. There's all these different horrible plot points, and the whole like main goal is to sculpt that statue with after finding inspiration, and you make that an hour and 45 of watching this unravel. I'm not gonna want to sit there and watch something so stupid. I don't care about little drummer boy over here either, trying to become the best drummer in the world. I can do it, Dad. Look at me. I got these sticks. There's a random girlfriend that I met at a movie theater. She's not really that fucking important, but there she is. Oh, here's Mean Drummer Man. He's telling me that I can't do it, but you know what? I think I can do it. Oh god, a car crash! Oh, I'm dying, but I'm still gonna be the best! The fuck fuck is that movie, Melissa?
It's a fucking great movie that you
It's
just
an
fucking...
awful movie.
You hate it.
Whiplash is shit, and anyone who thinks it's a good movie is lying to themselves or just has a horrible taste.
It's funny because it won an Oscar.
Oh boy. So there's a lot of idiots out there is what you're trying to tell me.
No, there's a lot of people who actually think it's fucking decent, and you're one of the few that don't.
So there's a lot of idiots out there, that is what you're trying to tell me.
God. You refuse to watch a Dead Poet Society.
I don't give a shit that Robin Williams is in it. He's a good guy. He's a great actor. He was a wonderful human being. But that doesn't make me want to watch people who use celebrities as a means to watch a movie. That's... No. In fact, that makes me want to watch it less. I'd rather watch a movie with a bunch of people that I have no idea who the fuck they are than... Well, have you ever heard of Food Fight?
No.
It's a fucking movie with all these really big name people. Like they got a bunch of fucking really well known people to be part of this movie. And it is a disgusting disaster. It is awful. It bombed. It was, and I watched the whole thing. I made sure. And that movie dragged the fuck on. But, oh my god, it was just shit.
You would hate the Freedom Writer's Diary, too.
Because it's probably by the same people, so...
No. It's not by the same people, but it has a similar premise to the Dead Poet Society, but it's a bit different, because it's about people who have been through, gang violence, who end up in a teacher's, classroom. She's, trained to help deal with disturbed kids and kids who've been through trauma and shit. And she's really inspirational. It's just like the Dead Poet Society, but it's a bit different.
I don't like inspirational movies because they don't inspire me at all. I'm not gonna watch a movie about Robin Williams trying to cheer up depressed kids for hour 45. I'm not gonna want to watch Robin Williams talk to these kids and try to inspire them to be the best that they can be. And they'll be like, wow, I want to be like them. Haha, I'm gonna go out and be a productive member of society. No, I'm not.
I still want to get the What Will Your Verse Be on my tattoo sometime. At some point in my life.
Just watching movies where it's that cringy, awful
That's my
message.
Favorite movie.
Those messages of there's always going to be a better tomorrow, or just keep fighting and shit like that. And it's like, turn it off. Oh god, it's just disgusting.
That's my favorite movie of all time, so you can stop at any time now.
You're the one who wanted to talk about movies and how I hate the ones that you like.
What other ones we watched that you hated? I don't even fucking know.
I liked the Sonic movie. I thought that was...
I thought it was decent, yeah.
Yeah, so we don't...
It wasn't the best thing in fucking entertainment, but it was definitely a decent movie.
Oh, God. No. And I like, what was that? The one with, Nicolas Cage. The one that he's famous for, National Treasure? I like National Treasure.
I think some parts were kind of cringy, to be honest, but it was okay.
National Treasure 2, though.
I haven't seen National Treasure 2.
Shit.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I wouldn't know.
I don't know if that was a fever dream that I had, or if that's a real thing.
It's a real thing, I just haven't seen it.
Shit. But I really liked the first one. It was really good, it was very clever, it was an interesting concept. It had that I know if it had never been done before. It was someone literally stealing the Declaration of Independence and using it as a map to find a bunch of hidden history-based puzzles to find a treasure. That's fucking genius, actually. Now that I think about it, that's actually really smart. I like that. It's an interesting premise. It's not something you see every day. It's not your generic Hallmark love story, and it's not... There was no forced love scene in it. There's no forced, anything.
I mean, the first one had more of a forced romance in it at the end.
At the end, okay, you're right. But compare it to Transformers and Godzilla and all those things.
I've never seen Godzilla.
Where there's random love interests. It's usually love interest happens in heroic movies. It happens at the hospital where our hero gets knocked unconscious or something and wake up in the hospital, and there's a nurse with big tits standing over them. You're hot, and then a relationship starts happening. That's usually what happens. And then for some reason this nurse follows the hero around for the rest of the movie. Oh my god, the tower fell over. It's bitch, why'd you fucking follow me what the fuck, get away from me. It's just, I hate forced relationship shit. Hate it. Absolutely hate it. If this is not a love movie, why the fuck am I watching two people trying to bang? I want to watch someone trying to, like, save the world or kill people. I'm not trying to watch two people plow and do the Dougie. That's not what I'm there for. If I'm watching, like, I hate race movies. Anything with a race, I absolutely hate it. I'm not a fan of sports movies. Those are absolutely awful. Just disgusting. You know, stuff like that. It's just, for some reason, I hate them. I think they're stupid. But,
Okay, what kind of movies do you like? That's the question of the day.
action movies usually I like.
I hate action movies.
I'm not a fan of superhero movies. I don't like constant action. I like action with plot and there's a reason behind it. Like the whole John Wick shit. The whole, like, I know it's kind of like,
I still haven't seen any of the John Wick movies.
I know that that's gonna come across as, oh my god, he just likes it because everyone else likes it. No, actually, I haven't seen it a single time until last year. In fact, it hasn't even been a full year since I've seen it. And I thought it was gonna be cringy. I thought it was just gonna be another one of those stupid killing movies. Shoot, 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 ha ha ha, funny gun. But my friend Mike showed me, and I was like, oh shit, the soundtrack is really fucking nice. I fucking love it. I play the music in the car, and you don't ever complain about it.
No. I don't ever really complain about any of your music, to be honest.
And
I never have any problems with it.
it was well filmed. The plot's pretty cool. I like it. I like the characters. The acting is pretty good, and the choreography. Is that what you call it? Choreography?
Cinematography?
No. When
dancing? Choreography is dancing. Cinematography is the camera
choreography
work.
In the sense of like they plan out a scene.
Oh, blocking.
Blocking.
That's what characters do when they move during a scene, or how the movements.
Okay, they choreograph how fight scenes are gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
And it's done very fucking well. And there was some and I hate when randomly a serious movie becomes like a joke, and they just start out of nowhere saying funny shit. But John Wick did it right, where there was one scene in the fucking movie where a police officer, not like after a bunch of people tried to raid John Wick's house and kill him.
Okay, don't spoil the movie, please. I actually want to go see the movie at some point.
I've already told you about this. I have.
You have one?
Yes. A long time ago. That's when I was trying to get you to watch it.
Well, I do still want to watch it,
okay,
so don't ruin it.
I'm not ruining anything, trust me. I'm just saying. So, people try to kill him. And he, obviously, him being the main character and having 4 movies, obviously he doesn't fucking die. So, you know, he defeats the villains and all that. And the police knock on his door. And as a little side gag, you know, the police are just like, hey, John? Oh, hey, Mark. You working again? I guess so. And, you know, just a funny little conversation like that. And it was just, it made sense in the context, and it was funny. And they never did it again. Congratulations, you made a subtle joke and I liked it. But when it's like, if someone knocked on the door and said, like an old woman started hitting him with a frying pan, be like, shut the fuck up! Then it's like, you just ruined the fucking mood. Congratulations, asshole. You just completely ruined it.
I hate action movies. The only action movie I actually really liked was the Kingsman, the fucking Kingsman Secret Service movie.
Yeah, because there was comedy in it.
Yeah, it was fucking
comedy.
great. Oh, I love that movie. It was great.
See, the thing is, you like dramas, you like comedies.
I like dramas, horror,
You like
and...
dramedies.
No. Well, I mean, yeah. But I like dramas, horrors, and occasionally science fiction movies more than I like anything else. But, I said occasionally.
As long as the science fiction movie isn't like pure nerdy, like we have to go to the Gafflon system to do.
No, I don't
like
I don't care about Star Wars or Star Trek
and
shit.
I'm like, go fucking die.
I like science fiction movies that turn into thrillers. Like Underwater was actually really decent. It had a lot of really good cinematography, intense moments. I just watched The Invisible Man recently, which is actually a really, really good movie, and it had some really good moments. You should really watch it. I think you'd actually like that movie a lot. And then what other science fiction-ish movies have I seen that I actually liked? I liked Lucy or whatever the hell it was called, but everybody else was like, that movie's such shit. And I'm like, I thought it was actually
Listen,
pretty interesting.
If there was a movie that was literally the concept was based on Subnautica, but Subnautica never actually released. Let's say this is a universe where instead of Subnautica being a game, it was a movie, and it had the same exact plot. Do you think that would be a really good movie, or do you think it would be a pretty boring movie?
I think it'd be pretty boring.
Do you think someone crash landing on an ocean-only planet?
I honestly thought that fucking Castaway was a really fucking boring movie.
Oh, of course, Castaway is a fucking boring movie. So
It's the same premise.
So is The Life of Pi. So is like anything where
It's
you're
the same premise.
anything where you're trapped on water in a boat. Anything where you're trapped.
Castaway wasn't on a boat. It took place primarily on the actual fucking island.
Island, yeah. Well, you know what I mean. If you're trapped in a tiny enclosed space, that's boring. Subnautica, though, you actually are going deep underwater, so you can escape the planet.
80% of Subnautica is looking for tools to mine or create other things with. That's 80% of the game. 20% of the game is getting chased by creatures occasionally, and then, okay, not 20%, like 15%. And 5% is actual plot and shit that's going on.
See, that's why I like watching people who speedrun the game with a no-base speedrun, where they're not allowed to build.
I don't find mining for shit and, like, grinding for shit
No, that's
entertaining.
boring. No, that's boring. No.
I like the adventurous parts to it, and I like the fucking, oh my god, holy shit, it's the Reaper Leviathan, oh shit, that part's tense, that shit's tense. And then the rest of it's just like, yeah, I need to get, like, more titanium and aluminum to make batteries and shit, so I can make this.
No, that's why I watch speedruns of it.
Yeah, I hate that.
I'm just saying, if there was a movie based on it, it wouldn't be that. They wouldn't just be like a film of a guy swimming, grabbing a piece of iron, and then grabbing another.
I mean, they've made worse
grabbing
movies,
another,
so.
and then grabbing another. No, it wouldn't be that. No.
I'm trying to think of a movie that I actually really enjoyed recently besides Invisible Man. I think I went and saw one particular movie about I think it was a year ago. I went and saw it like 3 times. I can't remember what movie it was.
It was that stupid movie with the murderous, like, clones.
Murderous clones. What?
When they replaced the family with clones, and the clones were trying to kill the real people. With the black family?
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
You wouldn't shut the fuck up about the movie. The black family, where the poster was.
Oh, Us?
Yes! The one you wouldn't shut the fuck up about for months.
They weren't clones. They were.
Who cares?
Tethered.
Who? Okay, great. So there's a different name for them, despite the fact that they're clones.
They're human experiments by the government that went horribly wrong, so they banished them underground.
Okay,
and
great.
they got
So
revenge.
they're clones. Okay, so now that we've established that I was right, yes, congratulations. You know, you wouldn't shut up about it. And you saw it like how many times? 2, 3 times?
I saw it twice.
So is that not the movie we were just talking
No,
about?
talk about something else.
So what was the plot of the one you were talking about?
I don't even remember.
So then how do you know it's a good movie?
Because I went back and saw it again after the first time. I never ever did that unless I actually really fucking loved the movie.
Was it a horror movie?
I don't think so. Fuck, what was it?
It was Schindler's List 3.
Actually, maybe it wasn't a year ago. It was more recently. But I
Yeah,
remember
it was
going back.
pretty recent.
I went back and saw it twice because I saw it the first one. I was like, I have to go see this again.
I know you went to see a movie twice.
No, it was a horror movie. It was Hereditary.
Oh, fuck that one.
Yeah, I went back and saw it twice because the first
Aren't
time I
they
saw
making
it.
a sequel now?
No, they're making a different one called Antebellum or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's supposed to be the same
I
universe,
have no,
right?
no, not the same universe. it's a movie that feels like it takes place in the past, but it actually takes place in the present.
Your pants.
And I still have no idea what the movie's about, even with the trailers. I'm like, what the fuck is this movie? I'm actually really curious. Let's see what the hell it's actually about.
Gee, I wonder why they do it. It's almost like they make you want to watch the movie because you don't know what the fuck.
Well, Hereditary I knew it was about because they showed the trailer actually had information. But this one, I don't know at all what it's about. It's just random clips put together in a trailer that I'm like, what the fuck is this? But Hereditary.
Next, you're gonna say that Unfriended was a good concept
No.
because of the commercials.
No, it wasn't okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't.
Oh, shut up!
terrible.
It was awful.
It was okay. It was an interesting concept.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. It took place completely via
We're talking about
webcam.
Unfriended, right?
Yes, it took place completely via webcam and video chat, Skype,
It was
on
so
computers
cringy,
and
Melissa.
electronics. It had an interesting premise. It was creepy at a few points, but then it just got like cringy towards the end. So
It
I
was
was like, okay.
cringy from the beginning.
It was okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was okay. Hereditary was really, really good to me because it was the first movie that it actually legitimately scared me in a long time.
What scared you about it?
It was just really tense. There were some moments where you were like, "Oh shit, what's happening? Oh shit!" And that little girl, her name was Charlie or whatever. She creeped me the fuck out before she died. Yeah, that was fucking creepy. The fucking movie itself it just made my hairs in the back of my neck stand up. And there was a few scenes where the first time I saw it, I didn't notice what was actually happening until somebody else like made like a noise like, "Oh shit!" And then I looked closer and I saw it. I was like, "Oh, there it is." It's like one of those when you see it moments, and I was like, "Fuck." And it just made the hairs on my neck stand up. It was good. It was creepy. Another movie that I really liked, it was a horror movie, was The Babadook, which everybody else was like, "It's so terrible."
No, that was okay.
People were like, "The kid is so annoying." I'm like, that's the point. That's why the mom was so fucking stressed out, because she's going through the death of her fucking ex-husband, or not ex-husband, I guess she's a widow.
And he won't shut the fuck up.
And the kid is constantly screaming and causing her all kinds of trouble and won't sleep and shit. And it brings out the craziness inside her, the grief and the stress makes her a crazy person. That's the premise of the movie. And I think it's actually really, really well done.
It was a pretty alright movie. It was okay. It wasn't fantastic, but it was alright.
Essie Davis is one screenshot in the movie that still
See,
gave me
we both
fucking
like
chills.
horror movies, but she gets mad at me when we watch horror movies because I make fun of them.
Or you guess the ending
Or
immediately.
let me fix what you say. I correctly guess what's about to happen every single time, and I'm right every single time.
He does that with pretty much everything we watch, though. He's like, "Oh, I bet this is what happens."
This is gonna happen, and then it happens exactly how I described it.
I will say The Invisible Man that I saw recently, I saw the twist coming from like half an hour before the twist actually happened. I was like, I know what the twist is already. There's a twist in it.
I mean, she was like, "Hey, there's this movie coming out called The Invisible Man," and I said, "Oh, so let me guess, it's about blah 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 blah," and then she was like, "Yeah."
It's about an invisible man. But the cool thing, I don't know if should I go ahead and... Alright, spoiler warning! Spoilers! If you want to go see The Invisible Man, click off this video, or I'll put like a timestamp for you to fast forward. Are you actually going to go see the movie or not? Do you care?
No, I don't care.
Okay, so basically, the fucking
I like it, which means it's bad. So.
Shut up. The abusive ex-husband fakes his death. And he's like an optical scientist who basically fucks with like cameras and vision and shit and creates this suit that makes him invisible. And he goes around and basically psychologically tortures this woman to the point where people think she's fucking crazy and no one believes her that he's stalking her. Now, there's two things in the movie that I don't get because they never explained it. And maybe it was because the character... Okay, so the abusive ex has a brother who's also his fucking lawyer. His financial advisor lawyer, basically. The guy who takes care of his, like, will and shit. And he gives the woman $5 million from his will or whatever. And the guy at first, you think, okay, he seems like a pretty decent dude. And then, like, halfway through the movie, you're like, I don't trust this dude at all. Because he's doing some really, really fucking shady ass shit. And then towards about like half an hour before the movie ends, he does one thing where I'm like, okay, I've already guessed what the hell's happening right here. The boyfriend is dead. He actually is dead. And this guy is pretending to be him and using his suit to torture the girl because he is part of the boyfriend's scheme. I was half right. Because it turns out, even though the one part that I don't understand how this could even happen, the boyfriend isn't dead. He actually is not dead. But yeah, the brother was using his suit. And then, cause God, at the very beginning of the movie, the brother, when the girl's like talking, she's like, look, I know he's still following me. I know he's still here. He pulls out a fucking photograph of the guy's slit fucking wrists and shows it to her. And I'm like, okay, so he's gotta be dead. There's no way. Unless the fucking hospital is covering this entire thing up. Like, there's no way. Like, and he has his fucking cremated ashes in the fucking case. Like, he has to be
Fake
dead.
makeup, fake ashes. People do that all the time when they want to fake their death.
Regardless, it was just really confusing. And then when I found out that my boyfriend was alive, I was like, what the how? What? Fuck, this doesn't make any sense. But regardless, it was the brother for majority of the movie, and then the boyfriend did end up trying to do the same thing.
Why was he so set on ruining this woman's life?
Because he's a fucking abusive ex who's... abusers, with their MO is essentially to target a person, and once they target that person, they want to control it and dictate every single aspect of a person's life. So once he picked this woman to fucking target, he didn't want to let go.
I just meant in the sense of, did he gain money from it, or...
No, he just wanted to be a fucking dick, because some people are just flat out fucking horrible people. That's just how people are sometimes in the world. Some people don't have a gain besides being a fucking bully and feeling empowered by controlling people.
Yes, I know. I was just asking if there was anything in the movie
No.
that he was gaining. That's all I was asking.
Nope.
I don't need a lecture.
Just a fucking horrible piece of shit. And it was a good movie. There was definitely some tense scenes because the camera did this really cool thing where it would like pan to an empty space, like an empty hallway, and just still frame shot that. And not still frame, but like it would sit there and just shoot an empty hallway, and you're like, oh fuck, he's right there, isn't he? Fuck. And then it would pan back to her doing something, and then it would pan slightly to the left, so she wasn't in center frame, she was like to the right of the frame, and it would pan like there was like the center spot was like an empty spot. He's like, he's right fucking there now. Fuck. And he just all kinds of like really cool camera tricks that made you like really fucking tense. And the coolest thing about the movie, I think, is that when the guy was around, whether the boyfriend or the brother, you never heard him. You never heard his footsteps. You never heard him breathing. There was one really, really cool scene where she was outside in the cold, and she was...
Let me guess, they saw breath.
Yeah, you saw breath. She didn't see the breath, but you as the audience saw a second breath next to hers, and it was like, oh, fuck, he's right there. Oh, shit. It was just fucking creepy, and it was really well done, and it was really suspenseful, and I really liked it.
Oh, yawn.
So, good movie. I just spoiled a lot of it, but, yeah, anyway. So, let's see what other movies we can talk about.
Sinister.
Sinister was actually a pretty decent movie.
What was the one with the lawnmower?
That's Sinister.
Okay, it was good.
It was very good. I still don't like the fucking music to the car burning scene.
What?
When they set the car on fire with the family inside, I don't like the fucking music. It creeps me out. I don't like it. It's fucking creepy. I don't like it at all. It gives me fucking goosebumps listening to it. It's disturbing. I don't like it. But yeah, that's actually a decent movie. Well, very well done. Minimal jump scares. Where it relies more on, oh, look over there, you can kind of see this thing hiding in the corner kind of thing, or more psychological shit than anything. Let's see what other movies.
There aren't any. That was every movie in history.
Let's talk about real movies that I thought were shit too.
Okay.
2012.
What's 2012?
It's the fucking movie about the world ending.
That sounds very stupid.
It is. It's fucking retarded. Green Inferno is probably my least favorite movie of all time.
It's very stupid. I don't know what it is, but it sounds
It's
stupid.
basically a movie about a bunch of college students who go to this island and get tortured by these Native Americans. And it's really graphic and really gory and over the top, and I fucking almost left the theater because I was so fucking over it and I hated it so much.
What are these?
Let's see. Anything after Saw 3,
Oh.
I hated it.
Yeah, honestly. You know what I hate? I hate, and I know you love this. I hate when, in movies they do that stupid thing where they're like, oh, it was all filmed in one go, using panning the camera.
I actually think that's really cool because if
It was cool the first time I saw it, ever. The first time I saw someone do that, I was like, wow, that's really cool. I never thought of that. Then the second time I was like, oh, this is starting to get used a lot. The third time I was like, oh shit, this is the third movie I've seen this week that has this effect in it. Fourth and fifth and sixth and seventh and 28th time, I was like, please fucking stop! It's not cool anymore!
It's a more matter of, like, directors kind of, like, showing up and saying, hey, we can do this all in one take.
We can do this. And I'm like, I know you can do it, but just, it makes for worse scenes. Usually the acting has to be so slow-paced so they don't make a mistake. And...
Did you watched The Haunting of Hill House?
Yeah, The Haunting of Hills. I hated that episode. Hated. Despised. In fact, that was my least favorite, that stupid funeral home scene where they're getting ready for her fucking funeral. I hated that. That was my least favorite episode. It dragged the fuck on. And I just kept waiting and waiting and waiting for it to finally fucking stop. But no. It just kept spinning the camera around the room, and new actors would enter, and old ones would leave, and change into either, like, you know, like whatever they needed to do at the time. I don't know what they fucking did in the background.
I think the fluidity of the entire thing is really, really clever. And if you fuck up that fucking take, you have to start that entire thing over again.
It's cool, haha, big risk, you know, but there's no better reward. You just big risk and bad reward, where we get a shitty shot scene.
I think it's impressive. I think it's a little bit impressive to be able to do that and not fuck it up. Or to do that and to have the transitions go so well. Like the transitions from like the past to the present with the kids. The transitions from the funeral home into the old house. I loved that transition. I think it's really cool. I actually really enjoyed it.
The transition was cool. Okay, great. Transition was cool. But the dragging on feeling.
Well, that could happen with there are scenes that have jump cuts too. It can drag on regardless.
Sure, yeah. But, you know, in that instance, more, you know, curiosity of why was that specifically the only episode where it felt like it dragged on?
I didn't think it dragged on. I think it was a lot more character building and more fucking drama than actual...
I don't mind character building. Oh, believe me, I wanted to learn all about Luke's fucking drug addictions. I really didn't give a shit. But it was the fact that the camera, it just felt so goddamn stale. It's like having a podcast, but I have to shove my face in this pillow the entire time and just stare here. And that's it. I can't look at you, and I don't get to see your mouth move. I just... Oh, look. Haha, it's slightly moving. It's like, what the fuck? It's boring. It's watching paint dry.
Okay. Moving on.
I like changes of scenery.
I'm trying to think of other shitty movies that I fucking hated.
Everything. I'm becoming a grumpy old man at this point. I hate everything.
I'm trying to think of a movie that I saw.
Oh, let's talk about the Cats movie.
I haven't seen it.
Me neither, and I never will, because it bombed, and who would have thought that a movie about fucking mentally just... Ugh. It's just so cringy!
I refuse to spend my money on it, but if I ever actually really want to watch that, I'll just pirate it.
That's not even worth pirating. No. You better pay me to see that movie. And even then, I'll probably turn you down. Oh, I have to drive to see that shit? Oh, fuck that. Oh my god. Whomst would have thoomst to that watching a movie about a bunch of people in cat suits and really badly made costumes would be a bad idea. Horrible everything. I hear their voices were shit, their acting was shit, the scenes were shit, the theme was shit, the costumes were shit, the movie was shit. It was just shit.
There's a few horror movies that everybody fucking loves that I've watched and I think are boring as shit.
Which ones?
The Others.
The fuck is The Others?
It's like a 1999 horror movie about a woman who believes that her house is haunted, but it turns out she's dead the entire time.
It's stupid. Also, The Exorcist is shit. Fuck anyone who likes The
The
Exorcist.
Exorcist was good in the 70s.
Yeah, it was good in the 70s, but...
Now it's very corny.
It aged horribly.
Yeah.
And I'm not, I'm not... For anyone who knows video game references, that's like the Superman 64 of this shit. It's fucking disgusting.
It's aged bad. I didn't like it. I watched it. I was bored for half the movie. In the second half of the movie, I was like, "This is so corny. I know it's the '70s, but this is so fucking corny." The Shining. I laughed. I thought that movie was the funniest fucking shit I've seen. Because the first half, I was almost asleep.
I liked the blood elevator scene. That was because there was a lot of things that went wrong during it, and it was funny. But
the actress who played, what's her name, Wendy or whatever?
Oh no, she was fucking awful.
She was so over the top and so corny.
Yeah.
And then the last scene where fucking Jack is frozen in the snow, I just started fucking laughing. I just started laughing. I was like, this is fucking hilarious.
And the "Where's Johnny" thing is...
Where's Johnny?
Yeah, okay, you know what that reminds me of? For some reason, that movie, that scene reminds me of something that I'd seen in The Room. I don't know why, but every time
The Room is a masterpiece.
every time I see that scene, all I can think of is what's that guy's name who made The Room?
Oh, hi, Dan.
Yeah, who's that guy? What's his name?
The
Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah,
Tommy Wiseau. Every time I see that scene of the "Here's Johnny," I think of Tommy Wiseau sticking his head through the door and be like, "Oh, hi, Mark." I don't know why. It just happens.
I did not hit her. I did not. It's bullshit.
I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, bitch. Like,
that fucking movie is a fucking masterpiece, man. I know it's terrible, but it's also a fucking masterpiece.
It's absolutely awful, but you know what I like about it? Is the fact that he's so confident in it, and he really, you can tell he actually thinks that it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like when your friend who's kind of like on the downside of brain matter, they make something and they're like, "How come look at this thing I made?" And you're just like, "Oh, that's really nice."
And you're like,
because you spent how many hours on this? I spent 3 days. And it's like, they put time into this.
Yeah. He definitely put time in it, but there's a lot of fucking backstory about the actors. I don't know if you heard of anything about it, but he broke into an empty apartment complex that he wasn't supposed to be filming
to record,
in.
yeah.
Yeah, it didn't have AC. He didn't pay the actors for a long time while he was shooting, until they finally were like, "We're gonna sue you if you don't start fucking paying us. Like, we're in your movie, you need to pay us for actors." So he's like, "Okay," and he started paying the actors. But one of the elderly women who played, I think, the mom or the grandma or whatever, almost died from heat stroke in one of the apartment buildings. It's like, holy shit, this entire fucking thing was a clusterfuck.
Yeah, no, it was poorly planned, like our podcast.
Yeah.
It was poorly planned, and he's a bit of an idiot, I will say that. But
now, the Disaster Artist, the movie they made about him making
that.
the movie,
No,
that was actually really good.
Fuck that. No, fuck that. No, fuck that.
That was actually really
It's
good.
a documentary, right?
No.
Then what is it? It's making fun of Tommy Wiseau?
No, it's like a live action version of what Tommy Wiseau tried to do and what his life was about without being a documentary. So it's basically like if someone played Jeremy Lichtenstein in a movie.
So someone is playing as me in a movie about me.
Mm-hmm.
So a documentary.
No, because they don't. What do you consider a documentary? Because
A
documentary
is any sort of video that essentially, documents or shows, the process that I went through, like documenting my childhood, or let's say I was a famous actor and there was a movie about me from the point where I wasn't an actor to the point where I became an actor. You just documented my rise to fame. That's a documentary.
Okay, I think a documentary is more of personal interviews and weird
So
camera
So
shots.
what the fuck is a duck documentary to you?
A duck
They
documentary?
they interview the ducks?
No, they have a narrator talking over the ducks and shit. That's a documentary.
Okay, but they're not interviewing the ducks.
No, but they're interviewing people, specialists who know about ducks.
Well, sometimes they literally just...
It's actual, a cinematic movie, but somebody's playing as Tommy Wiseau and playing as his friends who helped him make the movie in the process of going and making the movie. Without being like, so what were your plans on making the movie?
Oh, hi, Mark.
It wasn't like that. It was actually a cinematic movie with plot and characters and shit. It wasn't just a documentary.
It would have been better if that actually had Tommy Wiseau.
I mean, he was very, very happy they made it, and he was like very influenced in helping them figure out what the hell to do because it's his life. So, but yeah, it was actually really, really good. Oh, let's talk about Joker because you fucking hate that movie.
Fuck Joker. Fuck Joker. Fuck Joker. Fuck Joker. So bad. So fucking pretentious. So fucking bad. So fucking bad.
He hates Joker.
It is so fucking bad.
Whatever. You don't like the plot of the movie. You don't know anything about the
No,
movie.
it was another in a way, it was another fucking artsy movie. Think about it.
It was about mental health and about a guy who...
Artsy shit!
Mental health isn't just artsy shit. Mental health is a
God,
fucking
it's
thing.
about sending a message. As I said earlier, I hate movies about sending messages. Whether it be the uplifting, you can do it, just try harder, or it always gets better, or we live in a society, shit like that. Oh, fuck it. Fuck that. I don't want to hear your messages about how, oh, I got bullied to the point where I had a bad day and I broke down and now I'm like this for the rest of my fucking life and I'm gonna take control doing this shit, blah blah blah. Fuck that. I didn't find the interview part funny where he shot the guy with the thing. I didn't find it serious. I didn't find it funny. I didn't have any emotion towards it, and I watched it on YouTube. I went back to watch that 3 times because apparently that is the most critical point of the entire fucking movie. That is the greatest scene of the entire fucking movie. The interview. You remember?
Yeah, I've seen it like.
It was fucking awful. I watched it 3 times on YouTube after seeing the movie twice in theaters. And it was so fucking bad and stupid. I had no emotion for it. I didn't know what to think. I'm just like, okay, alright.
You get what you fucking deserve.
It was just so stupid.
I liked it.
It didn't have any meaning behind it.
I like the movie a lot. My favorite part of the movie was probably the part when the little dwarf or the whatever you call it, the person who was
Fucking midget.
whatever. Don't call him midget. That's offensive.
Midget.
The guy who dwarfism them or whatever. Whenever like
Yeah, the midget.
whenever he killed the big burly wrestling guy and the the poor little guy with dwarfism was trying to leave the apartment and he's like, hey Arthur. He's like, yeah. He's like, I
Can't reach the...
I can't reach the thing. And he's like, oh, okay, sorry, here, I got it for you. And he goes, ah! He's like, oh my god! He's like, I'm just kidding, you're fine. And the door just lets him out. I fucking love that shit. That was fucking great.
It's just...
After he fucking murders, like, brutally fucking murders this like guy right in front of him, and the guy is like completely like panicking and freaking the fuck out. And Arthur's like just totally calm and chill, like he's completely fucking insane. He's just like,
The thing is,
you were always nice to me.
the reason I think a huge reason of why I hate it so much is because that's not the Joker that I know. That's not the Joker that I grew up with. That's not...
There's a lot of like speculation that isn't supposed to be canonical. That's just an interpretation of what so many
Of
things
course,
Joker
but that's
is.
a bad interpretation of someone who's literally supposed to be a complete psychopath. Someone who's supposed to have been through so much shit, where his wife was, I believe his wife was pregnant, and he was barely able to afford the bills, and then his wife left him and all this shit, and I think she died even, and then he goes absolutely get fucking batshit insane because his comedy routines aren't picking up, and no one likes him, and then he falls into a vat of acid and all that shit. Like all these different, there's so many different ways that the Joker was formed. And I like the ones where he just breaks because all hell breaks loose in his life and it all just absolutely falls apart.
Same thing happened in this movie.
I know, but in certain ways. That's the thing. The way the Joker acts and reacts to all these situations in the movie is not the Joker that I know. That's not the one I grew up with. That's not the Joker. It's nothing like the Joker. It's just a guy having a bad day who becomes a fucking serial killer.
It's not just a bad day, a bad life.
He's having a bad life and he becomes a serial killer because he got bullied because he's a fucking...
No, because his mom was a fucking abusive piece
obviously,
of shit.
I know, but it's always a big plot point that he was bullied. Meanwhile, the Joker that I know became a complete fucking batshit insane sociopath. A psychopath. Who started just loving the thrill of killing. Just, they became a murderer. They became a crime boss. They started their own, like, entire empire. based on killing people and stealing and causing chaos. And the Joker doesn't care about money or fame or even having a good life. He just cares about ruining the lives of everyone around him because it's funny. It's all about sending a punchline. It has nothing to do with people learning anything. That's what I like. I like that Joker. I like the batshit insane.
Okay, what if it wasn't like... What if it was just a regular movie about a guy with mental disorders who went crazy?
Okay, fine. Congratulations. It's a movie that I'd be willing to think about. But considering they tarnished what I view of something that I enjoy, that I really like, and then they ruined the fucking ending by having apparently the riots be the cause of why Batman's parents are dead, instead of it being Joe Chill, who's the real killer of Batman's parents. That pissed me off. Just some random people in a riot who are rioting because of this whole stupid clown thing. Oh, now that's why Bruce Wayne's now a fucking orphan. No, fuck that. That's so stupid.
I mean, I don't know enough about the Batman lore to be like...
And it's supposed to be Joe Chill. Joe Chill took a little small-time job, went into the alley, and shot his parents during a casual mugging. And, you know, that was it. Just one stupid day with a dumb mugger and a gun was all it took to cause one person's life to change forever. But now it was the riots caused by a guy who's having a bad time, and now this also implies that the Joker is like 35 years older than, you know, Batman, which is not, if I remember correctly, true at all. That's a huge age gap.
Yeah. Again, a lot of people were complaining about the inconsistencies of, like, the actual story, and...
Oh, of course.
Yeah. But, honestly, I think the movie as a whole, regardless, because I don't even know anything about Batman in the first place. I don't know about the lore. I don't care about Batman. I don't care if it's about the Joker. I just like the fucking movie as a movie. I think it was a good movie that portrayed mental health in a very, very realistic light, and I thought it was a really fucking good movie.
I also didn't like the mentality that it started, you know, creating for a lot of people. Like, a lot of people, you know, as we like to call them, neckbeards, started praising this movie because it was, I really don't know the term for it, but it was, like, they're all praising the Joker for, like, standing up to the system. like that kind of shit. And I'm just kind of like, the fuck?
I don't think violence is ever an answer that you should
it's like the fuck?
resort to, but it also kind of like does show a light into how horrible mental health can get for somebody depending on their situation. And that to me, again, I don't care that it was about a Batman thing. That's not why I went and saw it. In fact, if it had been about Batman, I wouldn't have gone and seen it because I don't give a shit about superheroes. I don't give a shit about Batman. The reason I went and saw it is because people were like, if you don't have to watch Batman to get this movie. You can go into it not knowing a thing about Batman and actually get it and watch it. It's not about Batman. It's not
That's
about
probably
superheroes.
what I hated about it
It's
because it melted everything that you know the Joker really is.
Yeah.
To form it around.
That's fair.
So my concern is, why the fuck did you market it as a Batman game? Or sorry, movie. I was thinking of other things where it's like, why did you make a game of this when you could have just made it like anything else? Like, why do you have to stick titles that people know the names of on shit that has nothing to do with it?
I thought that had nothing to do with it. It was just really inconsistent to the actual story. But to me, personally, I didn't give a shit whether or not it was Batman related or not. I went to see it because people were like, it's a movie about mental health and the fucking consequences of that. So I was like, that actually sounds like something I would actually like to watch. And I did. So I went and saw it and I was like, this is actually really fucking good. I like this.
Another movie that I thought was pretty good was the Venom movie.
Didn't see it.
It was pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know you don't like action. I know. I know. I just thought that was a pretty decent movie.
Oh, there's a lot of mixed reviews on that one.
Who
A lot of
cares?
people hated it. A lot of people liked it. So it was mixed.
See, I tend to revolve around movies that are controversial. I hate it, I love it.
Right.
I guess it's just who I am. And I don't like bad movies. I don't like, I know some people are going to be like, maybe you just like bad movies. There's, like, legitimately bad movies like Puma Man, which is really stupid. That is fucking absolutely stupid. I like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That's a really fucking good movie. I know you've never seen it.
Yeah.
It's
There's a lot of classic movies.
It's a classic noir themed movie cartoons and humans in the
You like
same
Space Jam?
world. I like Space Jam.
I've seen it a couple times.
I
I don't
really-
remember a lot of it, but I remember it was a pretty decent movie. I liked it a lot.
Every time I hear the song "I Want to Fly Like an Eagle" by, I think it was actually the Eagles, right?
I
Okay.
haven't seen it in a long time.
But no, it wasn't the Eagles. It was fuck. I'm gonna get a lot of shit for not knowing this. But every time I hear that song, I think of Space Jam, and oh my fucking god, I absolutely love that movie. Here it is. Steve Miller Band. That's the one.
Okay.
They're the ones who made it, right? It's the Eagles.
Trying to get other shit movies I saw that were like, why? I still haven't seen Toy Story 4. You said it was absolutely awful.
Fuck Toy Story 4. Do not watch it. Oh my fucking god. Save yourself. It should have ended at 3. Like, it was supposed to end at 3. I can tell
Mm-hmm.
because this movie was basically old man CEO Disney was like, "Oy vey, our cash chutes are running low. We are only at 27 billion this year. What do we do? Why don't we make another Toy Story movie? Toy Story 27 coming up." You know, like, it's so fucking
Yeah, they should have just stopped everything.
it was supposed to end at 3.
The Paranormal Activity movies was a good example. The first 3 were okay. The first one was good.
The first one was good. The second one was great. The third one was alright.
I thought the second one was worse than the first one, personally, but that's just me.
It had more, like, they knew what they were doing at
Yeah.
that point. They knew how to make a movie like
Yeah.
that. There was more stuff that kind of, like, kept my attention. The first one was too slow paced, which I understand that's the concept. I get that. But I don't like slow paced. So the first one was an experiment. And it worked. It was a good movie. The second one, they knew more of what they were doing. So I respect that more, like the stacked chairs shit. I like that. And the third one was just like, okay, alright, haha, you did it, stop.
Yeah, exactly. After the third one, I was like, please don't. And they made 3 more fucking movies. I was like, are you
And then we
fucking
watched
kidding?
all 3 of them and we
The
hated it.
4th one was shit, the 5th one was shit, and the 6th one I didn't even bother watching. But I'm pretty sure it was shit.
Like, I understand they all link together because the families and all that.
Yeah.
I get it. But I don't want to get it.
People need to stop killing franchises off before they fucking completely kill them. Completely.
No, that's a movie, if I remember what it's called, Taken, I think.
I still haven't
No,
seen any of
Taken,
those.
not Taken. There's one movie, it was, the movie You're Next was a really good movie.
I saw it once, I think, a few years
That
back,
was a
and I
really
can't remember
good
anything
movie.
about it. It always had the fact that they're masked intruders shooting bow and arrows and shit.
Yeah,
like,
that was a
couple's
pretty
house.
good movie. I really liked that. And then there was The Collection, which
I haven't seen, but you told me it was really good.
it was really, really good. And then there's a sequel called The Collector,
Mm-hmm.
which is it's actually a sequel that is still good.
Yeah.
So
There were very few movies that actually pulled off decent sequels. Insidious was one of those rare where the first 2 were really good, and then after that it was like, okay, stop.
that's why I only watched the
stop.
first, and then I watched part of the second one, and I was like, why the fuck is this still going?
Because movies got a movie, I guess.
Money.
But it was, the first 2 were still really good movies in regards. They were both good, decent movies with plot and actual decent characters. And then the third one was, whatever. And the 4th one was like, okay, what the fuck. And now they're making a 5th one, and I'm like, stop!
You know what I hate? I hate when YouTubers make movies. I hate it. The Fred movie.
I think I watched that when I was like
oh, fuck that.
13, and I was like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
The only, I guess, movie I've liked that a YouTuber made wasn't even a movie, it was a Markiplier
Yeah,
bullshit.
no, that doesn't count. I'm talking like the legit, like things like the AVGN. If anyone knows that, Angry Video Game Nerd, he made a movie, the AVGN movie. It was pretty okay. I mean, the thing is, he's always wanted to be a filmmaker since the day he was born. He's loved filmmaking, and he finally got to make his dream come true. That's different. But if you just say, I'm famous, I have money, I'll hire people to make a movie for me. and then you name it like the Logan Paul movie or something fucking stupid like that.
That's your example. You go right to Logan Paul.
Like shit like that is so stupid. I hate anyone who does that.
What was I gonna say? But yeah, Markiplier stuff he's made, like The Date with Markiplier, Heist with Markiplier, and Who Killed Markiplier are actually really decent.
And Taking a Dump with Markiplier and My Day with Markiplier, Markiplier the Second Coming.
They're actually really decent. There's actually some of my favorite YouTube originals. The Scare PewDiePie thing was actually really funny for a while, and then it got really repetitive.
What, there was a movie?
No, it was just like 12 different episodes of like things that they were trying to do to scare Felix in real life, like horror games in real life.
So it sounds really stupid.
And then we're gonna make a sequel or the second season, and of course the whole Death to All Jews thing happened, and they're like, yeah, fuck you, you're not getting that done, and people are like demanding it be released, but they're like, no, we're not releasing it, so that never happened. Sean was supposed to be in that too, which is kind of sad, because I wanted to see Sean in it.
I can't believe Sean's friends with a racist. Oh my god. I hope his career fails.
I hate that fucking mentality. Felix is not fucking racist. He made a fucking edgy joke and people fucking hate it. Grow up.
Look, I'm gonna speak for Jewish people right now. I own a yarmulke, so I'm able to say this. I don't give a fuck if you make a joke as long as it stays that.
Yeah, and he apologized immediately and said it was a joke and that he never meant to offend anybody. And people still don't think it's good enough. He's like, he's a racist. Ah.
Okay, we're getting off topic with garbage now.
Yeah, anyway. Regardless, we've been recording for like an hour and a half. I want to go to bed. I'm tired.
I don't hate you. Oh no, I haven't been recording for an hour. Jesus, really? It feels like a lot longer. Anyway,
You said it was an hour and a half.
it's been like 56 minutes. We're gonna go because I'm tired. I'm like actually starting to fall asleep sitting up. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the podcast here. We talked about all kinds of movies.
The worst movies of all time.
What are your guys' opinions on movies? What are your top 10 favorite movies? Let me know in the comments.
Tell us all why I'm right in the comments, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Scrotum bean.